Let's use curiosity as our compass as we navigate the road to the future, embracing a fully connected, intelligent world. Furthermore, smart sensing is deployed throughout schools, helping educators to better understand and guide students. Personalized education allows students to learn according to their interests, maximizing their talent and potential. AI-aided self-service O&M improves administrative management and teaching efficiency, making campus life more convenient. Ubiquitous connectivity, resource sharing anytime and anywhere, and refined campus management are orienting education toward the future by promoting the digital transformation of education. Huawei is committed to building a fully connected, intelligent world. Together, let's use ICT to stimulate educational innovation and harness the power of intelligence.
What comes to your mind when you think about customs? Do you envision a window to the world? That's the way it is and has been since the year 136 CE, when the first tariff system was established in Palmyra, Syria. Fast forward to the globalized world today, and customs has become a vital source of government revenue worldwide, while taking on even more roles and responsibilities. However, more than half of the world's nations have an aging customs system, and over 60% are plagued with low clearance efficiency. Meanwhile, pressing issues such as smuggling and unconnected networks need to be addressed, presenting us with unprecedented challenges, but also opportunities. With this in mind, Huawei is imagining the endless possibilities and exploring how innovative ICT technologies, such as AI and cloud, can digitally transform the customs industry. For with technology, the window to the world will swing open.
Mesdames et messieurs, chers invités, je suis Lamia Achouch et je vous souhaite la bienvenue à la diffusion en direct de l'événement Industry Digital Transformation Summit de Huawei Afrique du Nord 2021. Huawei a le plaisir d'organiser ce sommet pour tous ses clients, partenaires, ainsi que tous ceux qui sont intéressés par l'industrie, la transformation numérique et les TIC. Commençons notre programme en souhaitant la bienvenue à Monsieur Bruce Ming, vice-président du groupe d'affaires des entreprises de Huawei Nord-Afrique, qui prononcera le discours d'ouverture de cet événement. Monsieur Bruce Ming, président de Solutions Verticales, a travaillé pour Huawei depuis 13 ans et possède une grande expérience dans le marché des industries gouvernementales. Il a aidé de nombreux secteurs gouvernementaux à réaliser la transformation numérique avec succès. Je lui cède la parole.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Bruce Meng, Vice President of Huawei Northern Africa Enterprise Business Group. Welcome to Huawei Northern Africa Industrial Digital Transformation Conference 2021. First of all, on behalf of Huawei, I would like to express my sincere thanks to all the guests who attend the summit today. I hope you and your family are healthy since we are going through a very difficult year with all kinds of challenges. We convene at a time when the countries are still grappling with the COVID-19. The impacts on human health and well-being, livelihoods, and economic activities have been truly painful. However, challenges and opportunities always come together. The pandemic has accelerated digitization, which is transforming the way we communicate, work, learn, and live. Together with you, Huawei will keep searching for emerging new and incredible opportunities out of the crisis, so that we can bring more new value to enable your digital transformation. During the epidemic, governments in Northern Africa have used the digital solutions to provide better services to governments and people. For example, in Ethiopia and Algeria, Huawei helped government departments build a video conferencing system to provide real-time online communication. In Morocco and Tunisia, Huawei provides hospitals with AI CT diagnosis solutions, improving diagnosis efficiency by more than 6 times. These are just some examples of digital transformation. More and more governments in the region are aware of the importance of ICT to national social stability and economic development, and have issued national ICT development strategies, such as Digital Morocco 2025 and Digital Ethiopia 2025. Digital transformation projects in various industries have been implemented. Reform in areas including customs, taxation, education, and healthcare are needed to promote economic recovery and provide better services to the population. To conclude, digital transformation is based on the services. It's deeply involved in scenarios and continuously create new value in continuous operations. Industry digitalization is a collection of scenarios digitalization, and the intelligent world is a good place for the success of digitalization in thousands of the industries. Together with the ecosystem partners, Huawei is committed to integrating ICT technologies into business scenarios to help customers to achieve their dreams. As long as we work together to continuously innovate digitally, make organizations more resilient, and make society more inclusive, and the world will continue to move forward. Finally, let me express my sincere thanks to you that you chose Huawei to be your digital transformation partner. Thank you again for joining us, and wish all of you good health. Thank you.
Avec cette pandémie mondiale, la transformation numérique des gouvernements n'est plus une option. Nous sommes déjà confrontés à de nombreux nouveaux défis qui exigent des changements et qui suivent le rythme du développement. Et certains gouvernements sont parvenus à changer eux-mêmes pour demeurer pertinents pour leurs employés et leurs entreprises. Alors souhaitons la bienvenue à M. Pierre Perron, un des experts des industries gouvernementales globales de Huawei, pour partager quelques expériences et suggestions mondiales dans la transformation numérique des gouvernements.
Bonjour, je suis Pierre Perron, un spécialiste en transformation numérique gouvernementale. La COVID-19 a eu un impact néfaste sur plusieurs pays, plusieurs économies et ses citoyens, bien sûr. Les pays qui s'étaient préparés en transformation numérique ont eu beaucoup moins de difficultés à naviguer et à faire face aux nouveaux défis que la pandémie a apportés. La Chine, un pays très avancé en transformation numérique, a eu beaucoup moins de problèmes à faire face et à continuer les opérations dans son économie. Le Canada, mon pays natal, a aussi, via sa transformation digitale Canada 150, réussi à promouvoir certains éléments de l'économie et permettre aux employés fédéraux ainsi que plusieurs compagnies d'opérer de la maison avec un peu moins de difficultés. Pour ce qui est de débuter votre transformation numérique, il est important d'avoir un objectif. Est-ce qu'on essaie d'implémenter un centre d'opération unifié où nos preneurs de décision ont accès à beaucoup d'informations? Est-ce que nous voulons implémenter un système de gouvernement électronique pour offrir beaucoup plus de services à nos citoyens en ligne et ainsi améliorer l'efficacité des opérations? Est-ce qu'on essaie d'avoir un système de gestion de la circulation? C'est un problème dans plusieurs pays, plusieurs villes. Voulons-nous développer un système de fiscalité numérique pour permettre une meilleure communication entre les compagnies, le gouvernement et les citoyens? Voulons-nous aider notre système de douanes et assises pour permettre au transfert de biens entre pays, entre différentes économies, de mieux se propager? Regardons-nous à un système hybride d'éducation en ligne, d'éducation en terrain? Regardons-nous à améliorer les services de santé pour offrir peut-être aux citoyens qui ont beaucoup plus de difficultés à rencontrer un spécialiste de pouvoir consulter les médecins lorsqu'ils en ont besoin. Lorsqu'on construit notre transformation numérique, on prend pour acquis les différents objectifs que l'on veut. Est-ce qu'on peut faire une panoplie de ces objectifs dans une stratégie numérique nationale? La fondation d'une transformation numérique, bien sûr, c'est le ICT, la communication et la technologie. Communiquer votre information, vos données, votre data via un cloud, bien sûr, le computing, la puissance d'ordinateur sur un réseau solide, bien sûr, et connecter les objets, les gens, pour mieux développer votre stratégie. Identifier ce que nous voulons faire. Amélioration de service. Est-ce que c'est amélioration de l'innovation? Est-ce que c'est d'améliorer et de l'efficacité de nos services? Donc, est-ce que nous voulons augmenter la productivité, par exemple? Donc, déterminer vos besoins pour la transformation numérique pour débuter. Les changements majeurs depuis la pandémie, bien sûr, il y a les politiques internationales. Donc, ça change beaucoup. Les pays sont un peu plus protectionnistes. Donc, les pays doivent regarder un peu pour leurs propres objectifs, leurs propres besoins. Un problème qui va peut-être être temporaire, mais qui pourrait se propager à plus long terme. C'est difficile à prédire. Bien sûr, l'évolution de la criminalité. Le criminel semble très bon à opérer en ligne. Donc, les gouvernements se doivent aussi de transiger de façon numérique pour pouvoir contrebalancer cette menace. La pandémie, donc la pandémie COVID-19, est certainement pas la dernière pandémie que la planète va faire face. On regarde les variances du virus présentement. Est-ce qu'une transformation numérique peut mieux vous préparer pour le futur? Ça a déjà été démontré dans plusieurs pays qu'une bonne transformation numérique peut avoir un impact positif sur cet élément. Et bien sûr, l'attente des citoyens. Les citoyens demandent beaucoup plus de leur gouvernement. Les médias regardent de près les décisions qui sont faites dans les pays. Donc, est-ce qu'on peut utiliser la transformation numérique pour vraiment être en meilleure position de répondre aux besoins, de répondre aux questions et d'être vraiment imputable aux citoyens, aux payeurs de taxes? Les forces pour le changement, donc, encore une fois, identifiez vos points de litige, les points que vous voulez régler. Est-ce que la transformation numérique est basée sur des déficits budgétaires? En 2021, plusieurs pays vont faire face à des gros déficits basés sur l'investissement qui a été fait pour résoudre ou répondre à la pandémie. Identifiez vos menaces et défis. Qu'est-ce qu'on essaie de réparer? Qu'est-ce qu'on essaie d'organiser? Est-ce que c'est un côté supporter les ressources humaines? L'attente des citoyens, on en a parlé déjà. Est-ce que c'est une performance inadéquate? Vous voulez améliorer vos processus, vos procédures. Donc, identifiez quelles sont les forces pour lesquelles vous voulez procéder à votre transformation numérique. L'impact sociopolitique positif de la pandémie, on regarde aussi que le commerce électronique, dont le e-commerce, a eu beaucoup de succès suite à la pandémie. Les compagnies comme Amazon à cause du magasinage en ligne, a eu beaucoup de succès. On semble utiliser beaucoup moins l'argent solide, donc les échanges monétaires électroniques sont de plus en plus populaires basés sur la pandémie. Espace de bureau non essentiel, une tendance maintenant vers ce milieu. J'ai lu récemment que la banque HSBC à Londres va réduire ses effectifs immobiliers de 40% pour permettre aux employés de travailler de la maison. Donc, ils ont vu un bénéfice pour leurs entreprises, bénéfice basé sur peut-être des des réductions de coûts. L'automation, donc assurez-vous d'avoir une plateforme positive aussi, une plateforme qui vous permet de vraiment utiliser les nouvelles technologies, vu que votre plateforme sera ouverte, permettant ainsi l'augmentation de services. L'impact négatif, chômage élevé, c'est présent dans plusieurs pays, donc c'est un élément à regarder. L'écart de richesse entre le pauvre et le riche a un impact parfois sur le mécontentement des citoyens, donc s'assurer d'avoir une stratégie qui prend ça en considération. L'immigration illégale peut avoir des répercussions internationales, relations internationales dans certains pays, donc surtout lorsqu'on parle de certains pays où les immigrants illégaux passent en travers leur territoire pour se rendre à un autre, ça peut causer des problèmes. Le crime, on en a parlé, fraude en ligne, de plus en plus. Récemment, on voit des criminels qui essaient de défrauder les personnes âgées en leur offrant avec un vaccin ou un rendez-vous pour un vaccin si on défraie des coûts. Donc, on joue beaucoup avec les fraudes, c'est possible. Donc, une stratégie numérique peut aider à contrebalancer un peu cette menace. Contrefaçon, donc c'est important de s'assurer, surtout dans la continuité des affaires et le supply chain, votre chaîne d'approvisionnement, que ce soit sécure et aucun problème. Autre facteur de changement, on regarde la formation d'employés. Donc, si on continue vers une transformation numérique, on devra peut-être envisager la formation d'employés. Densité urbaine, les grandes villes deviennent de plus en plus difficiles, donc on regarde peut-être certains pays à développer des plus petites villes. La continuité des affaires, c'est super important, s'assurer qu'on a les matériaux, les produits qu'on a besoin pour continuer. Services essentiels, cloud souverain, donc protéger votre information, prendre en considération qu'il faut un endroit pour mettre l'information pour votre stratégie numérique. Si votre législation demande que la data soit dans votre pays, de vraiment le prendre en note pour l'élaboration de votre stratégie. L'utilisation à grande échelle. Donc, si on développe une stratégie numérique nationale, on peut l'appliquer à plusieurs secteurs de façon commune. Donc, les frontières, infrastructures, transport, gouvernement digital, smart city. Donc, il y a plusieurs éléments possibles que vous pouvez vraiment mettre ensemble, englober dans une stratégie qui permet aux différentes agences de partager l'information, selon la loi bien sûr, pour avancer leurs objectifs. Évaluation de la gouvernance et opération du gouvernement. Donc, encore une fois, le concentrant sur les fonctionnaires, donc s'assurer que les fonctionnaires ont ce qu'ils ont besoin pour faire leur boulot. Décentralisation, la transformation numérique permet un peu de décentraliser pas la responsabilité, mais le besoin du gouvernement d'être impliqué de très près dans chaque dossier. Donc, on peut permettre un peu plus de travail à distance, un peu plus de services hors ligne. Innovation publique-privée, bien sûr, c'est très important de prendre en considération qu'il y a certaines compagnies, certains opérateurs qui peuvent vous aider à avancer vos stratégies. Donc, de prendre en considération qui sont vos partenaires qui peuvent vous aider, c'est très important. Collaboration technologique aussi. Il y a beaucoup de très bons partenaires qui peuvent vous guider dans votre transformation numérique. Huawei en est un, bien sûr. Sécurité de l'information, c'est très, très important. L'information de vos citoyens, l'information de vos propres agences, de s'assurer que votre système est vraiment sûr. Stratégie gouvernementale, important de la développer en collectivité pour s'assurer que vous rencontrez les besoins de votre société. Transformation numérique des services publics. Bien sûr, identifier ce que nous voulons faire. Donc, amélioration des services, l'implémentation de services en ligne, par exemple. Prendre en considération la digitalisation de services le plus possible. La connectivité est très importante, bien sûr. Plus de services possibles en ligne pour aider les citoyens et les employés, les fonctionnaires à faire leur boulot. Regardez s'il y a une réduction des coûts dans votre stratégie, parce que quand même, vous devez avoir des bénéfices pour implémenter ces services. Et amélioration du retour sur l'investissement. Je crois que c'est super important d'identifier ce qui va changer lorsque vous avez votre transformation numérique, parce que c'est presque inutile d'avoir une transformation numérique si rien ne change, il n'y a aucune de réduction des coûts. Donc, se concentrer sur le développement de votre mission, système de gouvernance qui sera imputable, votre organisation qui va participer à cette affaire, les procédures, bien sûr, développer les procédures et skills et habilités. Donc, est-ce que nous avons les employés, est-ce que nous avons les partenaires qui peuvent vraiment gérer et vous aider à naviguer vers une transformation numérique? On essaie toujours de concevoir le contexte gens, objets, location, événements et organisation lorsqu'on développe la stratégie numérique. Capacité opérationnelle du secteur public. Donc, il y a le côté de détection, le sensing. Ça, c'est vos systèmes d'alarme, vos caméras. C'est la collection d'informations numériques pour vous aider éventuellement à prendre des décisions. La communication, bien sûr, très important en sécurité publique, mais aussi en gestion des opérations pour la ville. Essayer, par exemple, un couvert d'égout est manquant. Est-ce qu'on peut communiquer avec la personne sur le terrain pour aller le remplacer ou du moins faire une petite enquête? Collaboration, important que les agences travaillent ensemble, partagent ensemble. Ça s'applique citoyens, bien sûr, business, gouvernement, les agences et tout, de travailler ensemble pour un but commun. Le sense-making, l'interprétation. Donc, vous avez accumulé beaucoup d'informations. C'est important d'être capable de voir ce que vous pouvez faire avec cette information, faire du sens, pour éventuellement prendre une prise de décision. Donc, vous voulez prendre des décisions qui sont en temps réel ou en temps quasi réel, presque réel, et en même temps prendre des décisions qui sont précises, basées sur, vraiment, axées sur l'information. Transformation numérique, les facteurs de succès critiques. Donc, c'est très important de prendre en considération les lois et règlements. Ce que vous voulez avancer se doit d'être selon vos lois, doit suivre vos lois. Si on prend un exemple un peu sensible comme reconnaissance faciale, plusieurs pays ne permettent pas cette technologie. Donc, est-ce que nous pouvons changer la loi pour permettre de l'utiliser ou est-ce que nous développons une stratégie basée sur le fait que nous ne pouvons pas utiliser la technologie? Donc, c'est important vraiment de suivre un modèle légal. Gouvernance et structure, c'est important aussi de développer votre système de gouvernance, l'imputabilité, et comment ça va fonctionner, les structures, qui va jouer dans votre stratégie nationale. Vie privée, c'est très important aussi. Vos citoyens s'attendent que le gouvernement protège ces informations et l'utilise pour la raison pour laquelle elle a été collectée. Donc, important de s'assurer qu'on suive aussi ces règlements et lois locales. Sécurité cyber, ça se va de soi. C'est important de s'assurer que notre information est protégée aussi, que nos systèmes sont protégés, que nos plateformes sont protégées. Modèle de fonctionnement, développer votre modèle de fonctionnement. Lorsqu'on implémente la stratégie, comment ça va se produire, quels seront les différents éléments à considérer et à développer pour notre processus. Transformation numérique, facteur de succès critique, point de vue technologie. Bien sûr, on doit identifier aussi les appareils lorsqu'on a la plateforme est construite. Quels outils avons-nous besoin pour avancer notre procédure? Sécurité publique, différent de la gestion des villes, donc identifier les outils. Ensuite, il y a la connectivité intelligente. Donc, on veut s'assurer que vous avez le réseau, la puissance pour pouvoir vraiment véhiculer toute cette information et communication que vous aurez besoin. Point de vue de computing, bien sûr, la puissance d'ordinateur est super importante. Vous allez avoir beaucoup plus de données. Donc, s'assurer que vous avez une plateforme, un système qui vous permet de gérer cette information. Le côté storage, bien sûr, c'est très important. On va parler un peu du nuage dans quelques minutes. Donc, dans le contexte, vous avez besoin d'un endroit sécurisé pour que votre information puisse être stockée et utilisée. Donc, on regarde à tous ces outils, développer des solutions pour le secteur public de façon commune pour vraiment bénéficier d'une approche globale de la transformation. Le cloud, bien sûr, plusieurs individus gouvernementaux ont peur un peu du cloud, mais en réalité, le cloud, s'il est bien fait, est beaucoup plus sécure. Il vous permet beaucoup plus d'avantages. Il maximise les ressources, par exemple. Évolutif, donc si vous avez besoin d'un peu plus ou moins d'espace, ça peut se faire assez rapidement. Intégration des systèmes beaucoup plus facile sur le cloud. Développement de systèmes agiles. Continuité des affaires. Donc le cloud est sera beaucoup plus disponible. Donc votre information est très importante. C'est très important dans la continuité des affaires que les gouvernements accèdent à l'information lorsqu'ils ont besoin. Donc, le cloud apporte cet avantage. Échange d'informations beaucoup plus facile, encore une fois, de partager sur le nuage. C'est hautement disponible. Point de vue opération, coût d'opération, OPEX versus CAPEX, le nuage apporte cet avantage. C'est toujours plus difficile de trouver des investissements en capital qu'en coût opérationnel. Donc, il y a plusieurs éléments à considérer. Donc, pensez cloud lorsque vous développez une transformation numérique et si vous pouvez l'implémenter, allez-y. Huawei, le gouvernement numérique, on a une grosse présence internationale. On a plusieurs projets dans plus de 40 pays, plus de 120 villes. Je fais partie d'une équipe d'experts en sécurité, en gestion gouvernementale qui est disponible pour vous guider dans votre transformation numérique. Donc, consultez votre bureau local de Huawei et ils vont nous mettre en contact avec vous pour qu'on puisse avoir une discussion sur vos points de litige. Et c'est tout pour moi. J'espère que vous allez avoir une bonne journée. Bonjour.
Comme nous le savons, Huawei est le premier fournisseur d'infrastructures TIC et de solutions industrielles. Dans l'industrie gouvernementale, Huawei coopère avec des partenaires pour fournir des solutions diversifiées, par exemple la ville intelligente, le gouvernement intelligent et aussi les douanes intelligentes, les taxes, l'éducation intelligente et de nombreux autres secteurs gouvernementaux. Accueillons M. Edwin Diender, chef de la transformation digitale au Huawei Enterprise Business Group, pour présenter les solutions multiscénarios de Huawei pour la transformation numérique intelligente gouvernementale dans le salon J5.
The Global Government Business Department has two things that are unique to them. First of all, of course, we have a strong presence in this J5 Experience Center. I think almost a quarter of this whole floor is dedicated actually to digital government and public services, digital governance and public services. The other thing that the Global Government Business Department also has is a tremendous amount of knowledge, not only from our customers and from our partners, but also from our team members and the experience within our team members, the brain power, so to speak. So, thought leadership. There is a tremendous amount of brain power that sits behind our systems and services. So the first step, if we bring your customers and your partners to this area of our experience center, is about sharing that knowledge and experience in the domain of thought leadership. So applying thought leadership, bringing digital to the entire organizational processes that sits around public services and governance. So as we talk through, we'd like to explain that there is a trend in digitalization towards public services and governance. The online, offline transition started in the 50s when computing came in, moving towards new management models in public services in the 90s, towards a digital governance model somewhere along the lines of the early 2000s and onwards. And then where we are right now, which is where public services and digital governance are fully at play. And this transitional process is exactly where not only we are, but also where we are able to accelerate and drive that journey. With systems and services, for example, that can carry that. Or with solutions that already are in place and don't need to be uplifted, forklift upgraded, need to be migrated, but can be integrated and coexist after and one another, instead of replacing, for example. So public services and governance comes with new dimensions. Government and security, medical care, economics, the environment, traffic, these are domains traditionally tailored to public services. But digital connectivity, spatial entities, intelligence of data, shortening time, and using knowledge and awareness as a data set for cognitive attention really creates a technology stack that drives towards digitized public services. So public services and governance truly are at a new dimension right now. That means that you, your partner, your customer, and we as a whole, almost as a mini ecosystem together, are able to drive this even further. So that's why we are starting with these information sharing when customers visit J5 before we move to example smart education, e-techs, customs, what carries the digital foundation, or even a command control center, for example. We have to set the stage. We have to come to a mutual understanding, and that's why we start here. Focus on public service and digital governance. So how are new categories governed? Governance and operations go from centralized to collaborative, and services and experience go from functional to individual or user-centric experienced. And this integration drives a dual governance and service convergence, so to speak. Almost two domains that come together and work as one. And that brings me to the capabilities of the new era, the digital era for governance and the digital era for public services. Digital capabilities are circling around 5 dimensions: strategy, governance, data intelligence, intelligent technologies, and digitalized services. These 5 dimensions cater to digital capabilities, and they are fused from leadership that is capable and able to transform, but most importantly, that creates a sharpness, an element of cunningness, if you like, to the digital mindset. And last but not least, an end-to-end, almost from the ground up, thinking of the core, digital at the core. And that brings me to a converged digital infrastructure that drives it. The reason we're saying it like this is because later we need to talk about the digital foundation. This is where our delivery comes in. Because in the end, we also like to sell, we like to deliver, right? So this is also to create the understanding for later, when we pass along different industries and end at the digital foundation. Because the moment we're able to talk to our customers and your partners about laying the foundation for digital services, creating the digital foundation, we are at the level of delivering. What do you deliver? Server, storage, baseline. It is an engine that drives transformation, and it circles around 2 gears. Again, service and experience, and governance and operations. And these gears in one engine are driving big data analytics, are infused with AI, support IoT, blockchain enabling, and this will open the door to the last stage after we move from traffic management, command control room, education, e-techs, customs, all the way to the digital foundation. As I said before, we have to share our knowledge. We have to be on the same page. We have to create mutual understanding. That's what we do here, because when we are in agreement, surely everybody will also agree at the end that the digital foundation is where we have to start, and that is delivery. ITS or ITM, Intelligent Traffic Management or Intelligent Traffic System. In public services, and specifically the digitalization of governance, we see a tremendous uptake from offline to online, and from analog and physical to digital. Imagine crossroads, or imagine daily crossroads. Cars going back and forth, uncontrollable basically. Some cities have traffic lights. These traffic lights are 100 meter, 200 meter or 500 meters apart, and sometimes these are digitally connected. Sometimes there's a time interval between them. So if you hit the first traffic light green at 50 kilometers an hour and you maintain your speed, there's a green wave, if you like, that all the traffic lights after that will also turn green if you remain your speed. But sometimes that is impossible. Sometimes something happens. In an offline, non-digital world, it means someone has to manually change these intervals. Because maybe now the green wave is at 30 or 25 kilometers. Or maybe we need to stop this green wave. Because traffic light number 3 has a major accident. That's why traffic light number 1 and number 2 should maybe point you to the right or point you to the left. So in a digital environment, governance, how do we govern such a situation for public services related to international or intelligent traffic management with an intelligent traffic system? We do just that. We got a platform. This platform provides public services that can be digitalized and that govern the operations to change, for example, a time interval of the green light, or redirect the green light not to go straight, but to go left or to go right. And of course, some people don't see that all the time. They hit the red light, or the light says go right, but they go straight. So here's an example where camera technology is not only being used for speeding, is not only being used for example, whether someone stops at a red light and accelerates and moves forward at a green light, but maybe hits the red light, or maybe switches lanes too much, or switches lanes where it's not allowed to. So an intelligent traffic management system and an intelligent traffic system is integrating this, providing the digitalized policies for that, and of course can do something with traffic violation. It can actually arrange the penalty. And this booth area here in J5 allows us to not only explain this, but also allows us to talk customers through the process of how to go from what they have today to maybe what they might need or would like to have tomorrow, including cases. So the screen behind me is not only showing the management system, is not only showing the services that we provide, but it is also showing the process and the steps that our customers can take and where it already has been done. For example, in Shenzhen, we are here in Shenzhen. And in Shenzhen, many camera technologies combined and video analytics and image analytics systems combined provide the city of Shenzhen, for example, with also a very intelligent and a very proficient traffic management and traffic regulation system. That's what ITS does for this particular corner. So from intelligent traffic systems and intelligent traffic management, of course sometimes we have to escalate. Well, not we, the persons responsible for city management and daily operations in city management. For example, police, or traffic management authority, or a mayor, or a whole bunch of other people working together, looking at perhaps a screen like this, a GIS map. GIS is a geographical information system, but not only that, it's also geospatial. So GIS is geographical, it means it has a map, it can do mapping, but it also has a geospatial function. It means that it can understand and link and create a relationship between the different pieces of information or data points on a map. So contextual intelligence combined with location-based services. So GIS mapping, information sharing and visualizing. Just like before what we had in our J5 Experience Center, maybe you remember from a while ago when you were here with one of your customers, maybe 2 years ago. Remember the Safe City area where Command Center was next to the Intelligent Operations Center of Smart Cities? You probably remember that, right? So now we're blending that and we're merging that into one singular view and single environment. It is still computer-aided dispatching. It is still multi-channel intake. It is not just voice, it is also video intake. It is an application perhaps that has a voice or a video or a communication control function, an app. Maybe it's a sensor that sits in a canal and it understands that the water rises too fast and therefore needs to trigger an alarm. It goes into a system. In partnership with many partners, we're providing a computer-aided dispatching platform that takes these channels in, groups them, and brings them together in a logical overview and allows us to link to different agencies, groups within these agencies. So the video screen on the left top is where you can see how these different channels, fixed and mobile, but also different agencies, are able to be connected and grouped into one, or in multiple groups. So one group for this, another group for that, and another group for something completely different. But still intuitively presented and very logically overviewed in a screen like this. An operations center, a command center. It allows us for command control functions. So, on the lower part, left-hand corner on the lower part, you can clearly see that is where the communication input sits. The moment a dispatcher has dispatched information to a dispatch group, it becomes visible to the dispatcher itself, or maybe the team leader, or combined. And in that and from that corner, they can see what is active, what is not active, what has been handled, what is handed over, what is urgent right now, what is perhaps important but not so urgent but maybe later. And that's on the screen that you see here. So this is where the active cases and the active resources are part of. And then further to the right, which is my left, on the right-hand screen, that is where the analytics comes in, that is where dashboards are, where information from data analytics is being converted and turned and transformed into insights, and that allows a faster decision making, a more comprehensive set of information based upon where the decision is going to be based upon. But more importantly, it creates a knowledge base of data sets that we can reuse afterwards if we need to predict, or if we need to optimize, or if we need to move higher up the value chain with a wider set of data sets to create a faster and more deeper and more higher qualified response to decision making. So the command center, as you see here, computer-aided dispatching, multi-channel intake, including mobility, so ELTE is still part of what we do. I cannot show it to you right now because that's not from the screen behind me, that's more in the corner. We go there in a minute. But still, computer-aided dispatching sits here. So if you have your customers or if you have your partners that have still an interest in this, physically perhaps it is not impossible, it's not possible to travel, but digitally you are able to invite your customers and you are able to bring them virtually to this hall where, in a similar communication as I have with you right now, I would be speaking to you and your customer, or to you, your customer and your partner. And we would be sharing information. We would be able to talk even. I would have an earpiece and we would have an open communication about the possibilities of, in this case, the command control area in our digital services for public services and governance in the digital government area of J5. Taxation and tax collection are one of the core drivers in government's economies. No tax income, no economy. The hassle that we experience as individuals when we do our tax returns at the end of the year, fiscal year, you can imagine is already a big trouble. But if you're a company, and if you need to add all these things up from different individuals, different items, and so on and so forth, then perhaps it gives you a bit of an idea that if we're able to digitalize pieces of the governance in this process. So in a public service like tax, for example, a digital tax solution, only the VAT invoices, so tax invoices, if we're able to digitalize that process like they did in Shanghai, it creates such an amount of efficiency in their daily operations and an increase in their productivity that within there, only within there, already exists so much value that you will have a very interesting and differentiated conversation with your customer when it comes to public services and digital governance. And where to start? Well, maybe start with taxation, digital tax solutions. If we look at e-invoice management, the time that it saves in an e-invoice overview when it comes to a process for it is 95% with a 0 error rate if the algorithms are rightly in place and understand what kind of bars and what kind of boxes needs to be ticked in order for a taxation process to be approved or to be declined. That's manual work, that's human work. An algorithm can do that faster and more accurate. The same goes for paperless. It is 100% paperless. So no need to wait for a printout that has to be sent out, that has to be received, that has to be opened, approved, signed, and back, or in other forms. So a 100% paperless, 0 error rate, thus a 95% time saving in an e-invoicing is a topic of discussion that you can have with your customer, which is what we'd like to engage in a discussion that we would like to have with your customer as well when they visit here in J5. The rest of the screen gives you a bit of an overview of how this is facilitated. So how is an e-invoice process initiated? So I will not go into much detail that, but we can show that when your customer arrives in this exhibition center. Another element sits with big data analytics. For example, as you see here on the left-hand side, the analysis of tax revenues, the analysis of risks, credit checks, for example, or assistance in decision-making. Maybe the risk is a little higher, but perhaps the value is also a little higher. Do we take the risk? How do we decide that, and upon what do we decide that? In a digitalized taxation environment, these are mechanisms able to be activated. Let's check the risk analysis part. So, where is the risk? How high is the risk? and so on and so forth, are presented in an overview like this. Very intuitive. Algorithms, Pearson correlation coefficients, and so on and so forth, dashboards if you like, and a decision-making assistant will help a taxation department, based on real-time data analytics, for example, to show what is the return of tax status, what is the units in $1 million, what is the status of the refunds, where is the query for tax reporting, and so on and so forth. So basically, a very comprehensive set of a digital solution for taxation. From taxation to customs and trade. Also, that is a very physical process, non-digital. This is where port authorities are sitting. This is where border control sits. This is where trucks, container ships, goods, people, supply are either going through and out of the country or going through and coming into the country. So if this is a process that can be automated as well, if we can provide public services and digitalized governance for customs and trade, we're on the right path of digital transformation for public services and governance as well. So here is an example where smart customs are supported not only with an operations center, so to monitor and control the daily operations and the services, but also very deeply within its services. For example, a digital way to check goods and supplies that are in trucks. Maybe because it is packed in such a way, it is checked and controlled in such a way prior to shipment that when it's closed and it's sealed, upon arrival, only paperwork and QR codes can be checked. So let's have a look on how intelligent logistics and inspection would work via a customs monitoring command center. Like we see here, a customs monitoring and command center are looking into port areas, they are looking into the arrival of cargo, and they are looking into how, where, and in what way elements are being shipped, are being offloaded, are being transited, and are being transported onwards. Electronic tagging, GPS services already are available, but not integrated yet. So part of digital transformation is also a services transformation, maybe even a services integration, because all these different services and all these different pieces of information create a holistic view and therefore support an optimization in the process of customs, in this case intelligent logistics. I will not run through all these scenarios one by one, because when we are here with your customer, we can show that in more detail. So let's go back to, for example, an individual form of inspection. So we had intelligent inspection and logistics from goods and cars and lorries, but here is where it comes individual. So this is where people are coming in with goods, maybe in a personal car or by hand or by cart. And this is where port or customs and border authority can really look into and have access to information that relates to goods and services that people are carrying. Similar to traffic management, integration of services, similar to city management or policing. This is border control. Individual inspection from different services. In case of COVID, individual inspection now becomes a little risky, of course. So even if there is an application of countermeasures and precaution in virus protection, for example, and cross individual spreading of all these kind of viruses, then you can imagine how a digitalized environment for personalized inspection can also come at play. I need to go back one, and I need to go back one more. Let's go to home. Here we are. And last but not least, I'd like to show you how luggage inspection takes place. Cruise arrival, baggage that sorts into a transfer system, centralized graph analyze system, and so on and so forth. So different services, different systems working together as one to create a smarter customs environment. So digital transformation in public services and digital governance, the digitalization of governance, also applies to customs. So again, on this floor, J5, for digital governance and public services, where are we able to engage in a conversation with your customer, what to do and what to do first? Taxation might very well be one. Information sharing and knowledge handoff, so the new form of education might be another. Customs might just as well be an interesting touch point. Your customers and your partners are more than welcome here in J5, and we're able to guide them through, engage in a discussion, and open the door for you in a follow-up as they leave this room either virtually or physically and are thinking of their next steps.
Nous invitons nos clients et partenaires à visiter la salle d'exposition. L'impôt est l'un des secteurs gouvernementaux les plus importants à travers le monde. Et aujourd'hui, les administrations fiscales sont encore confrontées à un éventail de défis, allant d'une faible efficacité de la surveillance aux services, aux contribuables trop complexes et aux capacités de prise de décision faibles. Donc, souhaitons chaleureusement la bienvenue à M. Wang Sheng, consultant senior dans le domaine de la transformation numérique gouvernementale. Il est actuellement le principal expert en solutions pour l'administration fiscale et douanière chez Huawei. Grâce à sa vaste expérience et à sa profonde compréhension du secteur de l'administration fiscale, il travaille en étroite collaboration avec les clients des différents ministères reliés aux affaires fiscales et d'autres organismes gouvernementaux pour mieux comprendre leurs défis, identifier les nouvelles tendances dans l'industrie, cerner leurs besoins et concevoir des solutions en conséquence.
Revenue authorities are facing new problems every day. Tax administrations throughout the world are operating in varied environments. However, they are all driven by common challenges that are shaping their domestic and global agendas. Our response must be based on the use of new technologies. New technologies are making very rapid transformation of the digital economy, changing business models, tax bases, and economic activities. We see emergence of the use of blockchain, artificial intelligence, and the growth of cryptocurrencies and sharing economy. These changes will impact which taxes should be collected and the way they can be collected. Transformation is required for tax administration. Otherwise, there might be issues in terms of collecting taxes. On the other hand, use of new technologies can help improving taxpayer services and therefore ensuring compliance. Tax administration are now using new technologies in order to help taxpayers to comply with the tax laws, and it's very important that revenue authorities should work together with taxpayers to make sure that the rules can be effectively applied. Taxpayer service is a key of the tax administration. The quality of taxpayer service is one of the most important indicators of the tax reform. More and more revenue authorities have made online taxpayer service a major goal of the digital transformation. They simplify the tax processes and build online systems to enable taxpayers to handle their tax business on laptops or mobile phones. The taxpayer services have been gradually upgraded from 8-5 counter services to 24/7 online services, from one-stop all-in-one to anytime and anywhere business. This upgrade involves not only taxpayer services, but also the network connectivity and the tax data management. Building a data-driven and intelligence-led tax environment has become a consensus among the revenue authorities. Therefore, we see many of them have built data governance framework and capabilities. Digital transformation opens the door of many opportunities within tax. The use of new technologies are helping revenue authorities for their digital transformation. Cloud computing technology, for instance, more than 60% of revenue authorities consider building cloud-based ICT infrastructure. This will not only significantly reduce CapEx investment, but also enable more technological innovations with new technologies to enhance their back office operations and taxpayer services. Artificial intelligence and robotics are also used in revenue authorities for process automation and tax data analysis. Robotic process automation is a software. It's a tool that mimics human beings do. Many processes will be automated efficiently through robotics. Besides working much faster, it can be configured to work 24/7. We have one case that we use RPA to do routine work, such as cutting, paste, data entry, and classification, which reduce up to 60% of the workload. Artificial intelligence has the ability to automate the routine and allow tax professionals to focus on the critical missions. Meanwhile, we also see revenue authorities are increasingly using robotics and artificial intelligence together with the big data-based prediction models to do the advanced analytics that allow them to have better visibility over the trends and risks, utilizing the historical patterns and information to suggest the tax professionals. 5G is a software-defined network. It means it won't replace cables entirely. It could replace the need of them by largely operations on the cloud instead. This means it will have 100 times better capacity than 4G, which will dramatically improve internet speeds. For example, to download a 2-hour film on 3G would take about 26 hours. On 4G, you'll be waiting for 6 minutes, and on 5G, you'll be ready to watch your film in just 3.5 seconds. But it's not just the internet capacity that will be upgraded. The response time will also be much faster. The 4G network responds to our commands in just under 50 milliseconds. With 5G, it will take around 1 millisecond, 400 times faster than a blink of the eye. 5G will also provide a much more personalized web experience using a technique called network slicing that will allow users to create their own bespoke network. Being able to personalize internet will also benefit the tax administration. It may not come overnight, but 5G is coming. The revenue authority's user base is changing. When all taxpayers, both corporate and individual taxpayers, need to access to the tax services, this means that more than half of the citizens of a country are the users of the system. Revenue authorities must pay more attention to the way that how taxpayers access the tax services. The internal connections among the tax offices may support the back office operations well, but they are not enough for taxpayers. The accessibility from taxpayers to the services become more and more important, and the revenue authorities need to build not only a powerful internal network, but also a stable and secure internet connection to all its resources. Revenue authorities are demanding unprecedented amounts of data from taxpayers that include information directly from taxpayers and indirectly from other systems. This data is not only the entries of return forms, it's also all the details of the transaction data and behavior data, interchange data, and the credit data. This data will be used for tax analysis by regions and industries to indicate the national economy of the country, as well as transaction network and the product structure analysis of the country. Besides, revenue authorities are performing increasingly sophisticated analytics on data to find compliance risk. Data can really improve the analysis of taxpayers' risk. For instance, the revenue authority in China are now comparing the power consumption of companies with similar conditions to detect risks of company. Companies who consume electricity over the average cost will be reviewed. The tax big data analysis also supports on decision-making of tax law and policy changes. Decisions are primarily taken based on the information derived from the data. With big data-based prediction models, policymakers should be able to simulate the impact of the policy change and make decisions accordingly. Blockchain is a potential technology that can easily improve the government services and foster fair and transparent citizen rights. We see that blockchain has been widely used in many tax administrations. For example, the electronic invoice management system is using blockchain as an infrastructure for the sharing of transaction data and facilitating the collaborative processes of accounting, tax, and business. The solution builds nodes among relevant companies and the revenue authorities and use a hybrid ledger to manage the whole life cycle of an invoice from the transaction happens until it will be archived. The use of blockchain technology is building a trust among the stakeholders based on the transaction, which not only benefits the revenue authority for its tax collection, but also taxpayers for their finance and supply chain management. Most importantly, it's paperless and structured data. Huawei utilized the one cloud, one lake, one platform architecture to help revenue authorities innovate their services and create business value. The one cloud, one lake, one platform architecture based on Huawei IT infrastructure aims to help customers accelerate system integrations and information sharing. One cloud refers a converged cloud infrastructure. One lake refers a data lake, which provides full lifecycle data processing capabilities, including data collection, storage, computing, management, and utilization. It allows revenue authorities to transform their data resources into data assets. One platform is a unified application enablement platform that integrates basic data services, general purpose middlewares, and components to enable service innovations. The hybrid cloud infrastructure is our recommendations to revenue authorities. It combines private cloud for internal operating systems and sensitive tax data storage, and the public access of the taxpayers to the tax services. According to our practice with one tax authority customer, the use of a hybrid cloud will save 30% of the total cost by average, and also shorten the time of tax service implementation by 30% as well. Cloud is a chain, and cloud has already come. The digital transformation is a set of transformations from business to technology. It transforms user experience of tax officials and taxpayers, as well as the culture of the tax operations. Huawei e-tax solution portfolio provides comprehensive solution options for revenue authorities to achieve their digital tax administration. The solution contains the utilization of the new technologies such as 5G, artificial intelligence, big data, and cloud computing, and also the practice of our customers around the world. We are not only providing state-of-the-art products, but also consulting services to our customers for their digital transformation. We have professional experts who know about the product and also the business very well at over 170 countries to support our customers. We bring digital technologies to every revenue authority. Now it's time to define your future in a digital world. Thank you.
Le commerce international est un moteur essentiel de la croissance économique et du développement. Il améliore le niveau de vie tant dans les pays développés que dans les pays en développement, contribue à la réduction de la pauvreté et crée un monde plus stable, sûr et pacifique. Les nouvelles évolutions que traverse le monde sont motivées par une combinaison de facteurs, notamment les TIC en évolution rapide, les progrès des méthodes de transport et la libéralisation des échanges. Accueillons ensemble M. Harrison Huang, chef de solution Atos Information Technologie. M. Huang possède plus de 15 ans d'expérience en gestion de programmes à l'échelle internationale, une expertise en conseil en modernisation fiscale et douanière, consultant en architecture et aussi en transformation numérique.
Nowadays, digitalization is reshaping the whole industry, including the customs administrations. Today, as the leader in the digital technology and the customs modelization expert, I will bring you our stories how to leverage AI to enhance our risk management product. You may see in the 21st century, for all the customers, everyone is trying to use the digital technology to improve the supply chain, to improve the compliance, to enhance the revenue collection everywhere. We see the IoT technology is used to tracking the cargo. We are seeing the mobile technology is leveraged by all the customs to improve the inspection process, to improve the trader experience. We have also seen, especially in the big data area, we are leveraging the data to create more efficient and effective decision-making for the customers. Getting data into the inside is still a big challenge. You may see a lot of data, but it cannot be used. You may also have to migrate all the legacy data into the new data store to leverage the data expert to find insight from all this raw data. The data quality, the data collection, the data insight generation, all creating the challenges for using those data. But Atos, as the leading company in the data technology, we are providing our solutions in the customs domains to enable the customs to leverage all those digital technologies to enhance their capability and the effectiveness. Our architectures contains 3 systems and 2 platforms. You may see the original customer management systems, although we have already leveraged the microservice architecture to enhance the scalability and availability. You may also see the single window system, which also adapted by a lot of customs administration right now to enhance the trader experience and the trader facilitation process. Also, most importantly, we can leverage the AI to enhance the whole risk management system, which is also our endeavor to combine our digital technology and the customs data, not only the customs data, but also the taxation data, but also the supply chain data, every data where the governments can hold to improve the whole decision making in the risk management and the execution in the risk management domains. To support these 3 systems, we have 2 digital platforms to support such kind of capability. First is the tax and the customs business platform, which is architected in a microservice way can help to reuse the existing services and APIs to build new innovations in the flight. And the tax and the customs data platform. This platform is help to unify all the government's data into one standard data store, which can be leveraged to create the subject models such as taxpayer, trader, company, all these kind of algorithms such as the natural language processing, the image recognition. All these algorithms can be reused and leveraged by multiple systems, including the customs and the tax systems. With such architecture, which can help enable the customs to fast innovate in the near future for the new features, new functions, but also help to reduce the cost of introduce the new innovations. Look at this platform, which we provide the building APIs to collect data from various data sources, including various data silos inside the revenue authority. You can also have a building integration for the IoT devices, which we may use for tracking the cargo. And also the other government agencies can help to ingest the data into the same platform to enable the customs officer or the revenue authority to see the full view of all the activities inside the whole organization. But also you can link to the social media and the other data stores, such as vehicle data, which can help the tax and the customs to enhance the evaluation process internally. The whole platform is building in the big data technologies. We can correlate all kinds of data with some reusable algorithm, finally to create unique data view, which can be consumed by tax assessments, risk assessments, the inspections, and all the other front-end applications. Imagine the commissioner can use his own mobile devices and having the real-time data for the revenue forecast at any time he wants. It's helped shape the future customs administration efficiency. With this platform, we can ingest the manifest declaration, inventory, and all the other third-party data, including the images from the scanner, also maybe the document data from the ECM system. We have already built in some capabilities onto this platform, such as the image recognition, the OCR, the NLP, etc. By combining this capability, we can create multiple use cases on top of this platform. Right now, we have already tariff HS classifier use cases model already building on top of this platform. We can easily, with the goods description, we can identify which commodity code it matches to match your declaration, to identify whether you have misdeclared the goods or you deliberately try to evade the tax. Also, we already have the built-in model to recognize the container images. We can see whether the goods you declare in your declaration are matching the pictures we have from the scanner. We can identify the high-value goods are really declared accordingly. These use cases can very quickly build on top of this platform because all those technologies are already there. Besides these two existing models, we can also quickly to build use cases such as revenue forecast. We can create a fancy customer dashboard to see various information from many parties, the banking, the traders, all these things we can see easily, very easily and very quickly. Also, we can create the 360 views for all the traders. You can see his history, his banking history, his declaration history, And we can create credit for these traders using the capability already inside this data platform. Also, in the pandemic world now, okay, we can also collect all this data. We can, once the country are open, you can also see the risks, whether you can allow the access for this passenger with the manifest clearance, all the data from the governments. You can quickly identify whether this passenger should be sent into the quarantine or not. All these innovations can be made very quickly on top of this data platform. This is the beauty of the platform. This is the capability. When you merge all the capability into one platform, then you can reuse this capability in the fly. Look at right now, okay, in our risk assessments engine, we already incorporated the data modeling like image recognition and the tariff classification into our model. Once the declaration is submitted, we will use the AI model to detect the probability of whether the mismatch between your image and your declarations. And we can use our selectivity engine. You can easily to write up a rule to trap those declarations and send to the inspection officer for the physical examination or the documentary check. So this is the current situation which we have already achieved in our risk assessments module. Not only for the risk assessments part, we also use AI capability to enhance our inspection processes. In the inspection area, the customs officer can have wearing the body camera or using the mobile devices to take the picture of the goods for the goods they are examining. At the same time, the surveillance camera can check all the container coming in and out from the inspection area. All this data can be collected and be cross-checked by our system to see whether the container have been really examined. At the same time, if the trader or the examination officer have abnormal behavior with the image recognition technology, we can identify the events and create the alert to the command center. All these things are enabled by the AI technology nowadays. Also, it's not the end. Risk management cycle will also include the final examination result. This result can help labeling the images or identify our AI model are effective or not. All these results you may see here coming into our rule engine with all the historical data. We create model, and with the model, we can label the images, and we can label the declarations. And after that, it routed to physical examination by a customs officer. Once the customs officer follow the inspection template, the checklist, they will mark the label is correct or not. If it's not correct, they will provide the commodity code as the result of their examination. This result can be feedback to our model using the machine learning technology we call the supervised learning, and it will help to improve our model automatically. And once you have more data, you have more inspections, then the probability and the prediction of our model will be improved at the same time. All these things can be achieved nowadays. It's not magic any longer. With our capabilities, Atos have a specialized capability in the data management domains. We have the data modelization toolkits, which help to address the challenges of collecting, cleansing, loading the data into the data platform. At the same time, we are investing in creating the AI models. Now, we have already tariff HS analysis. We have the cargo route analysis. We have already the image recognition for the scanners. All these models are already predefined and pre-configured in our risk management model. At the same time, we are also helping our clients to create more innovations together. We have our own data intelligence community, which we are working with our clients, working with our experts globally to innovate more models in the near future. At the same time, the system is already integration ready. The risk management system can be plugged with our own customer administration software, but also it can integrate with other software such as Asikuda. At the same time, we're providing the API for easy integration with all different kinds of technology. We have no limitation in the infra. We also have the building ESPs, which can help to integrate with the other satellite systems like ERP or CRM, etc. Finally, Atos has a global R&D studio and AI labs. We are investing a lot of money every year to help our clients together to co-create a model altogether, like the HS classification and the scanner image recognition. I mean, all these models we are created together with our clients, using our AI labs and the data experts globally to rapid experiment and prototype in such models and innovations. Hope you enjoy our AI risk management story today. Thanks for your time, and I wish I could bring you more story next time. Thank you.
L'éducation moderne devient de plus en plus personnalisée et s'adopte au modèle hybride. L'enseignement et l'apprentissage, l'administration et la recherche scientifique sont devenus numériques, basés sur le cloud et deviennent également plus intelligents grâce à l'utilisation des TIC innovantes. C'est le tour de M. Xu Jun, président du secteur de l'industrie, de l'éducation et de la santé, département des industries gouvernementales de Huawei. M. Xu Jun est engagé dans le domaine des conseils et de la planification des TIC depuis plus de 20 ans. Il a servi Huawei comme country manager dans de multiples régions, dont l'Europe, l'Asie centrale, l'Afrique et l'Europe nordique, en prenant en charge la gestion des ventes et de solutions. Il a dirigé la planification de la mise en œuvre de grands projets nationaux d'éducation et de soins de santé TIC en Turquie, au Bélarus et au Congo.
Good day to you, everyone. My name is Anthony Xu. I'm responsible for the education business development at Huawei. Now, coronavirus outbreak is becoming a worldwide crisis. People mostly are doing social distancing, and some of them are even suffering the city's lockdown. As a global company with a social responsibility, Huawei has been taking actions very rapidly to help the education authorities to rebuild the teaching and the learning activities through ICT technologies. Today, I will share our education solutions, appearance, and perspectives. From the latest statistics of the UNESCO, there are 184 countries where fully or partially closed the school due to the pandemic. There are totally more than 1 billion learners who are affected, and this number is about 16.5% of the global learners. From UNESCO statistics in the past days and its forecast, the number of the infected learners is still increasing day by day. The curve here shows a typical tendency of how virus infect people gradually. This model is from WHO with protective measures. We separate the whole outbreak into two different periods. In the first period, most people are required to stay at home, but in the second period, people start to work and the kids are back to school. So in phase 1, we are focusing on the online learning because most of the students are at home. And in phase 2, we focus on learning in schools but with protective measures. So there are two different ways. One is cloud-based, the other one is on-premise. Regarding the cloud service, Huawei is offering public cloud service with telecom partners or with its own infrastructure and operations. Globally, we have 18 cloud service loaders from our customers to build their cloud-based abilities. And we are pleased to help more customers achieve success through our cloud technology. During the outbreak period, a fast deployed online learning service is very important. Therefore, software as a service on the cloud is highly recommended. Huawei Public Cloud can offer various online learning systems from partners in SaaS model. In a typical online learning service, there are different roles such as teachers, students, principal, and administrator. The systems suppose various terminals including PC, laptop, tablet, and cell phone. The system includes whole learning process such as digital content creation, live online teaching and learning, online exam, and assessment. The cloud-based model is suitable for massive users who stay at home. Besides the cloud-based deployment model, online learning service can be deployed in on-premise model as well. Compared with the cloud-based model, on-premise model is more flexible and extendable for the education authority who would like to own the asset. Huawei also offers this solution named Live Virtual Classroom. The LVC system can be extended from home to classroom, library, and so on. And because it is locally deployed, LVC can bring customization and separate learning experience. Let's come to the recovery period when students get back to school. How can we guarantee continuous safety in campus? When students gradually return to school to attend classes, controlling people gathering is critical for epidemic prevention. There are 4 types of sports needed to pay attention in the schools: indoor and outdoor areas, entries and exits, campus perimeters and kitchens, canteens. At the entries and exits, body temperature measurement, facial recognition, and vehicle identification can effectively help to control the pandemic risks. At the indoor and outdoor areas of the campus, it's necessary to continue to control the gathering of the students. School gates and perimeter also need rigorous surveillance to prevent unauthorized access. The kitchen and the canteen are also crowded place in the school. It's important to keep the kitchen clean and the social distance among the students in canteen. Now let's take a look at the 2 cases. These 2 cases are about the quick deployment of the cloud-based solution with our partners. The first one is from the University of Shanghai for Science and Technology as well as Law USST. The USST was founded in 1906 and now has more than 24,000 full-time students. Cooperate with Huawei, the USST has deployed Huawei cloud service and applications which could collect health information of the students by apps running on cell phone. This is convenient for administrators manage and prevent from infection during COVID-19 crisis period. Another case is from Jakarta UMJ University in Indonesia. since its deployment in February 2020, it has benefited 10,000 students and more than 300 teachers and won higher price from customers. After introduction of the specific solutions which are responsible to pandemic, let's see how Huawei developed in the education industry. We categorize the education solution into two layers, which are device, pipe, cloud data center, and apps. Vertically, there are three different applications such as smart teaching and researching, smart management, and smart decision. Huawei are focusing on the pipe and cloud data center, and partially in the device layer. We also have working closely with partners to build an education ecosystem to help our customers. So far, Huawei smart education solutions have been implemented in more than 17 countries and regions around the world. There are more than 10 NREN customers, 2,500 universities, and research institutions, half millions of primary and secondary school. Our experience, our solutions and products. We are very honored to participate in this process of smart education construction. It's benefit to the development of nations and human beings. Education brings hope to people, and I believe that a bright future will come after this pandemic crisis. Let's work together to achieve it. Thank you very much and stay safe.
Huawei a beaucoup de success stories concernant la transformation numérique dans l'industrie gouvernementale. Voyons un exemple en simple.
La Côte d'Ivoire est située en Afrique de l'Ouest. Elle a une des croissances économiques les plus rapides d'Afrique avec un taux annuel moyen de 8% jusqu'à 2020. Les enseignants du secteur éducatif ivoirien ont un niveau faible. La répartition des ressources allouées à ce secteur est inéquitable. Le développement de l'éducation régionale est déséquilibré et le nombre de bénéficiaires demeure encore faible, en particulier dans les zones rurales. En tant que ministère le plus important du pays, le ministère de l'Éducation a engagé une stratégie de développement pour l'amélioration de la vulgarisation de l'éducation de base, en réduisant le fossé entre les zones urbaines et les zones rurales, ainsi que par la promotion des jeunes talents à travers l'informatisation de l'éducation. Les objectifs généraux de l'informatisation du ministère de l'Éducation sont les suivants: vulgariser l'éducation de base et augmenter le taux d'alphabétisation de la population, promouvoir la rééducation des adultes et améliorer les compétences modernes, raccourcir le fossé éducatif entre Abidjan et les zones urbaines et rurales intérieures, améliorer l'intégration des informations pédagogiques à l'échelle nationale, construire un système d'éducation à l'information à l'échelle nationale. Pour mettre en œuvre la stratégie, le ministère de l'Éducation de la Côte d'Ivoire a lancé avec Huawei le projet Côte d'Ivoire e-éducation en 2019.
Avec Huawei, nous sommes en train de construire, de déployer, d'instaurer dans le système éducatif un ensemble de mécanismes, une construction beaucoup plus solide, de sorte qu'à terme, nous allons avoir un système de plus performant. Ça va nous permettre non seulement de prolonger l'action pédagogique, mais aussi de mettre l'accent sur la gouvernance à travers une communication des plus fluide, à travers un système de gestion des plus orthodoxes et faire en sorte que notre éducation nationale soit des plus modernes.
Le projet vise à construire un système national e-éducation incluant une plateforme d'éducation en ligne, un enseignement interactif à distance, des communications unifiées, un réseau dédié à l'éducation couvrant 133 structures éducatives dans 10 villes à travers le pays.
Cet équipement vient à point nommé, vient s'adapter à l'ère, vient s'adapter à notre ère, à l'ère des enfants. Aujourd'hui, nous sommes au numérique. Et le numérique est un outil de la mondialisation. Aujourd'hui, nos élèves ont une sorte de bibliothèque en ligne, où ils peuvent avoir tous les livres à leur portée, rien qu'en cliquant dans Google, etc. Donc, de leur ordinateur, ils peuvent avoir accès à des revues, ils peuvent avoir accès à des annales, ils peuvent avoir accès à des livres scientifiques, etc. etc. Et donc, le monde est au laboratoire, le monde est dans la salle informatique. Et je pense que pour nos enfants, c'est très important et nos enfants vont beaucoup aimer parce qu'ils sont portés aujourd'hui sur le numérique.
Le système e-éducation va populariser véritablement l'éducation locale de base, réduire le taux d'analphabétisation, améliorer la qualité de l'éducation locale et promouvoir la valorisation des talents en Côte d'Ivoire. La Côte d'Ivoire attache une grande importance au développement de l'éducation. En 2020, le président Ouattara a été réélu à l'élection présidentielle pour augmenter la qualité et l'efficacité de l'éducation et soutenir la mise en œuvre des stratégies de développement en cours dans les pays émergents.
Le gouvernement a élaboré un programme dénommé « L'école pour tous » qui constituera une de nos priorités pour l'année prochaine et les années à venir.
Le projet e-éducation de la Côte d'Ivoire, mené en collaboration avec Huawei, a aidé le pays à construire une plateforme d'enseignement numérique moderne et des facilités de communication considérablement améliorées, l'infrastructure TIC des écoles et des services de gestion de l'éducation en utilisant une infrastructure numérique puissante et des équipements abordables pour assurer la sécurité des enfants tout en continuant à enseigner. Les enseignants d'Abidjan peuvent échanger en temps réel avec d'autres écoles et élèves dans d'autres villes via des appareils numériques, ce qui atténue la répartition déséquilibrée des ressources éducatives.
Le ministère lui-même fait face à un problème crucial de manque d'enseignants, de personnel enseignant. Et je pense que j'ai expérimenté aujourd'hui, moi personnellement, un cours en direct dans 2 classes différentes. Cela veut dire que le ratio classe-professeur pourrait diminuer et faire en sorte que, on puisse résoudre à long terme ce crucial problème du déficit des enseignants.
Pour solutionner la problématique des terminaux multimédia dans les écoles, le système clou de bureau et les terminaux TC sont déployés dans les salles de classe pour permettre aux élèves de se rapprocher du monde numérique et d'ouvrir une fenêtre sur le monde. L'introduction de la plateforme d'éducation en ligne e-learning facilite l'accès aux ressources éducatives en ligne pour les enseignants et les étudiants. Le déploiement des réseaux sans fil au campus donne aux enseignants et aux étudiants l'accès à Internet à tout moment et partout via des terminaux sans fil. Le déploiement de systèmes de communication multimédia tels que les boards électroniques, les téléphones IP et les clients logiciels mobiles améliore considérablement l'efficacité de la communication du service de gestion du système éducatif. Pour améliorer la sécurité de l'école et offrir un environnement d'apprentissage stable aux enseignants et aux étudiants en ligne, un système de vidéosurveillance est déployé dans l'école où se trouve le projet pour surveiller les environs du campus et les salles de classe multimédia en temps réel. Le programme éducation numérique en Côte d'Ivoire a mis en place des systèmes d'éducation numérique modernes dans plusieurs villes à travers le pays. Cependant, de nombreux étudiants et enseignants n'y ont pas encore eu accès. L'une des attentes étant d'améliorer la couverture de l'éducation numérique au profit de la population à l'avenir. La technologie numérique a une importance positive pour l'éducation. En tant qu'entreprise de technologie, Huawei espère apporter sa contribution dans les domaines des communications, des applications et de la numérisation pour aider la Côte d'Ivoire et les pays africains à développer l'éducation numérique afin que chaque enfant puisse bénéficier des technologies numériques. Laissez chacun participer au monde numérique.
Passons à présent au tirage au sort de Huawei Afrique du Nord, où nous allons annoncer 10 gagnants chanceux. Félicitations à tous les gagnants. L'équipe de Huawei Afrique du Nord vous contactera bientôt pour récupérer vos cadeaux. C'est la fin de notre événement d'aujourd'hui. Merci à tous les intervenants et les participants. Nous aurons le plaisir de vous retrouver demain dans un nouvel événement avec de nombreuses surprises. Pour plus d'informations sur les sujets abordés par nos experts aujourd'hui, je vous invite à consulter notre site web huawei.com. Restez connectés et à demain.